Hey there, truckers. Let me ask you a question. How hard do you run? Okay, hey y'all. Yeah, my Rockport ran today, and I went up there, and on the way up there, on 30, right around Arkadelphia, Arkansas, I noticed the westbound side had a big backup, about 5-6 miles backup, road construction, so I knew coming back, I was probably gonna have to go around, which is fine. But yeah, I'm here right around Gurdon, Arkansas on the way back on Highway 67. Getting ready to get back on 30 in just a second. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of where I am here now. It's a little bit different than the other day when we were coming back from El Paso or going out to El Paso. So it's a little bit different here in Arkansas. So what I got to thinking was how long I've been driving and the different types of driving I've had to do over my almost 40 years of driving. Not counting the Army, it's been almost 40 years that I've been driving. And about the last 23 years in the LTL. But before that, I did some regional and some over-the-road stuff too. I started out in like 1981 hauling gas and oil. I deliver oil usually to gas stations, mechanic shops in the central Texas town I lived in. Then on the weekends I'd haul gas for them. That was my first job. I was like 22, 23, something like that. And then from there I moved up to Dallas. And I got on with a produce company there, and this is late 1982, I think. And we ran pretty hard at produce. We delivered to mom and pop produce grocery stores, things like that, out in all over Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. Then we do some kind of backhaul back to Dallas. And early 80s, back in the good old days of running real hard. And I didn't know anything back then. So I'd run my run, get back in, turn my logs in, and come back the next day to go to work. They'd have all my logs redone for me so I could sign them, make them all legal. Back in the good old days. Yeah, from there I went to work for a grocery store company called Skaggs Alpha Beta Grocery Stores. I don't know if anybody knows about that in Texas, and I think we had some in Arkansas, one in El Paso, I think, and Las Cruces, a bunch in Oklahoma. So I drove there for about 6 years, and that's running meat and produce to the stores. That pace was a lot slower. I'd have about, say one run I'd have, I went to Little Rock, I'd have 2 stores to deliver to, meat and produce. All palletized, came off on pallet jacks. Then I'd run down from Little Rock down to El Dorado, Arkansas, drop my trailer at the chicken house, the chicken plant, go to the hotel, lay down, come back. Back then we only had to have 8 hours off, and we could only drive 10. So that's why there wasn't a whole lot of long runs on this run, because we couldn't even get from Dallas to Tulsa and back without laying down. So I'd lay down in El Dorado, go get my trailer at the chicken plant, and then come on back into Dallas when my break was over. Or we'd go to Oklahoma City, deliver one or two stores up there, then go on up to Liberal, Kansas, go to the motel, get up, pick our trailer up at the beef plant, bring boxed beef back to Dallas to the grocery store. That's where they got all their briskets and all their boxed beef. So from Skaggs Alpha Beta, I went to actually over the road. 48 states in Canada with CFI, Contract Freighters Incorporated back then. Spent a couple years doing that. 3 years altogether with them. And I did some other things. I had some Air National Guard time that I did where I took off driving, and when my full-time stuff was over with the Guard, I went back to driving. So just short breaks in there. With CFI, over the road, I know you guys, it's probably maybe a little different now, but back then it was a mix. we'd run hard, like you'd pick up somewhere and then you'd have a certain amount of time to get somewhere. We did a lot of just-in-time freight, JIT, a lot of auto parts back then. And we'd pick up in Ohio somewhere and it'd be going to Laredo. A lot of times we'd relay it to where we didn't have to stop, where the freight didn't have to stop. Relay the trailer. We had relay yards in Clayton, Indiana, I think it was, near Indianapolis. Somewhere in Illinois, Joplin. We'd have relay plates all over the place like that. But if you made it all the way down Laredo with your brakes, it was pretty hard running the whole time. You could get stuck on that. But LTL is different. Working in the city, I started out in the city working LTL many years ago, and for a couple of years, 97 I think it was when I started there. Then I went to line haul. City driving, that's pretty high pace. They got 20 something deliveries maybe every day, and then dispatchers got them picking up freight all day for the whole afternoon, then come in. Line haul, that's different. I don't know what percentages, but most of our line haul runs are meet and turns. Like I go to Rockport, I meet a Memphis driver. He's waiting on me, so there's no time for messing around on the way out unless I know he's going to be late. Then I can slow down a little bit. But usually he's not. Like the Stanton run that I showed you a week or so ago. Meet El Paso driver. He's waiting on you. You got to get out there and at least meet him before you can head back. But with those long runs, you don't want to mess around too much because you got to get home, get to bed, and get back up the next day and do it again. So that's another thing about having seniority is you can get them longer runs, but they do take more time, a little bit more toll on you. So the LTL is a little faster, a little more high-paced. Over the road, I probably averaged 2,000 to 2,500 miles a week. Now my run here, I'm home every day unless I take a lay down, but every day I'm home. I run about 600 miles a day. That's 3,000 miles a week, and I'm home every day and get paid pretty good. But again, got to keep up the pace. Got to run hard. There's not much time for much else. So that was on my mind. I thought I'd stop here where it's a little nicer area than just in a truck stop somewhere where there's actually some trees and talk about it. So let me know what you guys do. Are you over the road? I know I got a lot of LTL guys watch. Over the road drivers, drop down in the comments. Tell me what you guys do, what it's like for you nowadays with these new logs. The way the logs are now with electronic logs, that doesn't make any difference. But let me know. Let's talk about it, and we'll see you next time.